They say betrayal feels like your heart falling from a tall building. You don't scream, you don't cry at first, you just fall. That day, I opened a bedroom door and lost the life I believed in. I lost my marriage, I lost my trust, and I lost the version of myself who thought love was safe. The girl standing in my bed was young, too young. She was carrying my husband's child. My name is Lisa. I am 32 years old, and this is the story that broke me and then rebuilt me. Maybe you are hurting right now. Maybe you feel alone. If so, please listen. This story is also for you. My life before everything broke. I live in a big city where buildings touch the sky and cars never sleep. It is loud outside, always moving, always rushing. But my home was quiet. Our house was warm, bright windows, a small garden. It felt safe. I lived there with my husband, Ben. Ben was charming, dark hair, confident walk. He worked in an office and wore suits every day. People respected him. He looked successful. We also had a son. His name is Noah. He was 3 years old. Noah was my whole heart. He had round cheeks, curious eyes, and a laugh that filled the house. He loved toy cars and running barefoot in the garden. Every time he laughed, the world felt lighter. Back then, I believed my life was good. I worked at a bank. I liked numbers. I liked order. Helping people with their money made me feel useful. But Ben and I worked long hours. We were always tired. Our days were full, but our energy was empty. We needed help. Someone to watch Noah. Someone to keep the house running. Someone to support our family. So we decided to hire a nanny. The girl who changed everything. We posted an ad online. We asked for someone kind, responsible, trustworthy. Many girls applied, but one stood out. Her name was Emma. She came for an interview on a bright morning. The sun was warm, birds sang outside. When I opened the door, she stood there smiling. She was young, very young, only 19. Long, light brown hair, soft eyes, a shy smile. "Hello, Mrs. Lisa," she said gently. "Please come in," I replied. She stepped inside and looked around like she had entered a dream. "Your house is beautiful," she whispered. I liked her immediately. Ben sat with us in the living room. He smiled at her. "Tell us about yourself," he said. "I am a student," Emma explained. "I love children. I want to be a teacher one day. I just need work to pay for school." She sounded honest, innocent. Then we introduced her to Noah. Normally, Noah hid behind my legs when meeting new people, but that day was different. Emma sat on the floor, picked up a toy car, and said, "Room, room." Noah laughed. He sat next to her. They played like they already knew each other. Ben looked at me. I looked at him. We didn't need words. I said, "You're hired." Emma clapped her hands. Thank you so much." That was the moment everything began. Trust comes quietly. Emma became part of our daily life. She arrived every morning. She cooked breakfast, she played with Noah, she cleaned the house. The house always smelled good. The food was warm. Noah was happy. "Mommy, I love Emma," Noah once said. I smiled. "So do I replied. I treated her like family. I bought her gifts. On her birthday, I gave her a blue dress. She hugged me tightly. "You're so kind to me," she said. "You're family now," I told her. I trusted her. I trusted her with my home, with my child, and without realizing it, I trusted her with my husband. The first cracks. At first, nothing felt wrong. Then small things changed. Ben started coming home early. Before, he arrived at 7. Now it was 5. "That's early," I said once. "I wanted to see Noah," he replied. I believed him. But instead of playing with Noah, he went to the kitchen. Emma was there. They talked softly. They laughed. When I walked in, they stopped. Ben checked his phone. Emma avoided my eyes. I told myself it meant nothing. Then Ben changed. New clothes, gym membership, cologne. You look good, I told him. I just want to be healthy, he said, fixing his hair in the mirror. One night, his phone buzzed. He smiled. Who is it? I asked. Work, he replied too quickly. My stomach tightened. Something was wrong, but I ignored it, because trusting is easier than facing the truth. That strange feeling stayed with me. You know it, the one that sits quietly in your stomach. It doesn't scream, it whispers. I told myself I was imagining things. Ben loved me. Emma was young, too young. Don't be foolish, Lisa, I told myself. This is your family. So I kept going. Signs I didn't want to see. Days passed, but the feeling grew heavier. Ben checked his phone more often. He smiled at messages he didn't explain. He turned his screen away from me. At night, he held his phone close to his chest. When I asked questions, his answers were short. You're tired, he said. You're stressed. Maybe he was right. I was tired. I was working, cleaning, parenting, surviving. Maybe love really did fade a little after marriage. Maybe this was normal. That's what I told myself. The day everything changed. It was a Tuesday. I remember because Tuesdays were boring. Nothing special ever happened on Tuesdays. That morning, my head hurt. My stomach felt weak. The numbers on my computer screen blurred. My boss looked at me and frowned. Lisa, you don't look well. Go home. I didn't argue. I didn't call Ben. I didn't text Emma. I wanted to rest. I wanted my bed. I wanted quiet. The drive home. The city felt slower that afternoon. Traffic moved gently. The sky was pale. When I turned into my street, my heart skipped. Ben's car was in the driveway. That was strange. He should have been at work. Maybe he was sick, I thought. Maybe he came home early. I parked and walked toward the house. Something felt wrong. The silence. I opened the door quietly. The house was silent. Too silent. Ben? I called softly. No answer. Emma? Nothing. Where was Noah? My chest tightened. Maybe it was nap time. I walked through the living room. Empty. The kitchen? Clean. I looked at the stairs. My bedroom was upstairs. My heart started to beat faster. Thump, thump, thump. Why was I scared? This was my home. But the air felt heavy, like it was holding its breath. The stairs. Each step felt louder than the last. I reached the top. Noah's bedroom door was closed. I listened. Soft breathing. He was asleep. Relief washed over me for just a second. Then I looked at my bedroom door. It was closed. I stopped. I heard something. A laugh. A woman's laugh. Young, soft. Emma. Then a man's voice. Ben. I love you, he said. My body went cold. My hands shook. No, I whispered. Please, no. The door. I placed my hand on the handle. I didn't rush. I didn't scream. I turned it slowly. The door opened. The moment that destroyed me. They were in my bed. My bed. Under my blanket. Ben. Emma. Time stopped. My ears rang. My legs refused to move. Ben looked up. His face turned white. Lisa, he shouted, jumping up. Emma sat up calmly, too calmly. She was wearing my robe, my silk robe. Something inside me snapped. Explain this. What is this? I asked. My voice didn't sound like mine. Lisa, wait, Ben said. I can explain. Explain? I repeated. He stepped toward me. Don't touch me, I said. Emma stood up and walked beside him. Then she placed her hand on her stomach, slowly, gently. My heart sank. "Ben," she said softly, "tell her." I looked at her hand. I already knew. "No," I whispered. Emma nodded. "Yes," she said. "I'm pregnant." The room spun. I grabbed the doorframe. "How long?" I asked. 3 months. 3 months. This wasn't an accident. This was betrayal. For a moment, no one spoke. The words, "I'm pregnant," hung in the air like smoke, heavy, impossible to breathe through. I looked at Ben. "Is it true?" I asked. He didn't meet my eyes. He nodded. That was all it took. My legs gave way and I sank to the floor. The truth hurts more than lies. "How could you?" I cried. "She is 19. She is a child." Ben knelt in front of me. "Lisa, I didn't plan this," he said. "It just happened. We fell in love." "Love?" I laughed. It sounded broken, ugly. "You call this love?" I shouted. "You slept with a teenager in my house, in my bed." Emma stood quietly. She didn't cry. She didn't apologize. She just watched me. That hurt more than anger. The fire inside me. Something changed inside me. The sadness turned into fire. "Get out," I said. Ben looked shocked. "Lisa, please." "Get out," I repeated. "Both of you. Now." Emma finally spoke. "Where will we go?" I looked at her. "I don't care." My son hears everything. Then I heard it, crying. "Mama?" Noah was awake. My heart shattered again. "Daddy?" I pointed toward the door. "Go," I said to Ben. "Pack your things and leave." Ben moved quickly. Emma went to her room. I stood in the hallway numb, watching strangers move through my life. When they came back with bags, Ben stopped. "I'm sorry," he said. I didn't answer. The door closed. The car drove away. Silence returned. Explaining the impossible. I went to Noah's room. He stood in his crib, tears on his cheeks. "Where is Daddy?" he asked. "Where is Emma?" I picked him up and held him close. "They had to leave," I said. "Will they come back?" "No," I whispered. "They won't." We cried together. The house went dark. That night felt endless. The longest night. I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw them. In my bed. I felt ugly, old, replaceable. I threw Ben's pillow on the floor. I hated him. I loved him. I hated him more. The next morning, the sun rose like nothing happened, but everything had changed. I called in sick. I didn't eat. Noah kept asking questions. I didn't have answers. Then my phone rang. It was my mother. A mother's strength. "Lisa, what's wrong?" she asked. I broke down. "He left me with the nanny. She's pregnant." Silence. Then her voice turned firm. "I'm coming." Her name is Margaret. She arrived that evening. She hugged me like I was a child again. She cooked. She cleaned. She saved me. "You can't stay broken," she said. "Your marriage is finished, not you." For days, I barely moved. I existed, but I wasn't living. Margaret stayed with me. She made sure Noah ate. She made sure I showered. She made sure I didn't disappear into my pain. "You don't have the right to give up," she told me. "Your son needs you." I didn't argue anymore. I was too tired. Facing reality. One morning, she placed a cup of tea in my hands. "We need to talk," she said. "I don't want to," I replied. "You must." She was right. I went to a lawyer. Sitting there felt unreal. I said the words out loud. "My husband cheated. The nanny is pregnant." The lawyer nodded calmly. "We'll file for divorce," he said. "You'll keep the house. You'll receive support for Noah." I didn't feel relief. I felt grief. Walking through shame. Going back to work was hard. I felt like everyone knew, like they whispered when I walked past. There goes Lisa. Her husband left her for the nanny. But no one said it. My friends showed up. They took me out for lunch. They listened. "You're better off," my friend Clara said. "He didn't deserve you." "I miss him," I admitted. "I know, but missing someone doesn't mean you should take them back." Slow changes. Weeks passed, then months. Healing wasn't fast. It was slow and quiet. I changed my routine. I woke up early. I ran in the park. The air helped clear my mind. I lost weight. I bought new clothes. Not to impress anyone, to remind myself I still existed. When I looked in the mirror, I saw sadness, but I also saw strength. The phone call. One evening, my phone rang. Ben. My heart jumped. I answered. "What do you want?" I asked. "I want to see Noah," he said. "You can see him on weekends. Court rules." There was silence. "Lisa, how are you?" he asked. "I'm fine." He sounded tired. "I made a mistake," he said. "Emma is very young. She cries all the time. We fight." I listened. "I miss home," he said. "I miss you." I closed my eyes. This was the moment I once dreamed of. Choosing myself. "Ben," I said quietly, "you chose this." "Can we fix it?" he asked. "For Noah?" I thought about my bed, the betrayal, the pregnancy. "No," I said. "You broke my trust. I won't live in fear again." "I love you," he whispered. "If you loved me," I replied, "you wouldn't have destroyed us." I hung up, and for the first time, I felt free. After that phone call, something inside me settled. The noise in my head became quieter. I had said no, and the world didn't end. A new normal. Life didn't suddenly become easy, but it became honest. I was a single mother now. Some nights were lonely. Some nights I cried after Noah fell asleep. But other nights were peaceful. I had the whole bed to myself. I watched whatever I wanted on TV. I ate cereal for dinner without guilt. The house felt different. Not broken, just changed. Focusing on what mattered. I poured my energy into Noah. We built towers with blocks. We read books before bed. We laughed more. I focused on work. I stayed late. I worked hard. And one day my manager smiled and said, "We'd like to promote you." I walked home that day lighter than I had in months. News I didn't ask for. People talk, even when you don't ask. I heard about Ben and Emma. She had the baby, a girl. But reality hit her hard. She was too young. She missed her friends. She missed freedom. She left the baby with Ben and returned to her parents. Ben was alone again, this time with regret and responsibility. I didn't feel happy hearing this. I felt distant. He was no longer part of my story. Moving forward. I started traveling with Noah, the beach, the mountains. We collected memories instead of pain. I met new people, went on dates. It was scary at first, then it was fun, then it was normal. Someone new. I met Daniel. He was kind, he listened, he didn't rush me. Most importantly, he respected me. He loved Noah. We took things slowly. I didn't need saving, I was already whole. I used to think my life ended the day I opened that bedroom door. I was wrong. That day didn't end my life, it ended a lie. Looking back without pain. Sometimes when the house is quiet and Noah is asleep, I think about the woman I was. She trusted easily. She gave everything. She believed love meant endurance. I don't hate her. I feel compassion for her. She didn't know what she was capable of yet. Peace feels different than happiness. Peace is quiet. It doesn't scream like happiness. It doesn't dance or sparkle. It simply sits with you and says, "You're safe now." I found peace in small things: morning coffee, Noah's laughter, a clean kitchen, and honest sleep. I no longer waited for someone to choose me. I chose myself. Noah's world. Noah grew. He asked fewer questions about the past. Children heal faster than adults. He learned that families can look different, and different doesn't mean broken. We were a team, just him and me, and that was enough. Love without fear. Daniel never tried to replace Ben. He never forced his way into our lives. He simply showed up, consistently, kindly, honestly. For the first time, I didn't feel small in love. I felt respected. And if tomorrow Daniel left, I knew something important. I would still be okay. What I want you to know. If you are listening to this and your heart is breaking, please hear me. You are not weak because you loved deeply. You are not foolish because you trusted. You are not worthless because someone betrayed you. Betrayal speaks about them, not you. Pain feels endless when you're inside it, but pain is a storm, and storms always pass. From the floor to the garden. Once I was on the floor crying, unable to breathe. Today I sit in my garden. I drink tea, the sun warms my face, Noah laughs nearby. My heart is whole, not because life is perfect, but because I survived. Final words. If you are walking through darkness right now, walk slowly. One step is enough. One breath is enough. If I could rise from that pain, so can you. You deserve love. You deserve peace. You deserve happiness. Never forget that. Thank you for listening to my story. Be brave, be gentle with yourself, and keep going.